Welcome to the JSD Fantasy Football Podcast with your boy, Scott Papa Fox Jackson, my guy, Mr. Prestige John Evans, and the one and only bearded warrior, Big Dale Gibson. And we are JSD. Welcome to the pod, y'all.
All right, I'm John. I'm Scott.
I'm Dale.
And we are JSD Fantasy. How you doing, Dale?
I am great. I'm living life right now.
All right. Well, for anybody that's listening to audio or wondering what the hell we're doing, Scott's not here tonight. He's tended to some things, and we will see him again next week. Looks like we're just having a rotating day off. Boy, what did I start?
I'll be next. It's all good.
Oh no. All right. Well, other than that, yeah, sorry for the big break there. I'm take a week off and then I just don't know what the hell I'm doing, I guess. So I really have nothing to brag about, write home about any of the leagues I'm in. I'm basically just I'm sitting by spectating, and how about you, Dale?
Same cannot be said for me.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you. I am in the semifinals of 4 out of my 8 leagues, so 50% of my leagues I'm in the semifinals, which is the best I've had ever. Very happy with that. And 2 of them are the big money leagues that we have. One really big money league, and the other one's the friends and family league. So with that, I started off really rough in the money league. Cooper Kupp on Thursday gave me a fat donut, not much to work with, and was projected only 139 to about 185 to 188, somewhere around there for my opponent. Really big gap. When was not feeling positive then. Sunday happens, everything turns around, and I take the lead about 205 to, let's just say it was about a 40-point lead going into tonight. Eclipsed 200 points, and my opponent came close. Grant, I don't know if you listened to this, but good game. Thank you for that. Had me on the edge of my seat. So now I'm in the semifinals, and I have the pleasure of going against the man missing tonight, Scotty. So, Scotty, when you see this or when we talk tomorrow, good luck next week.
Dale said he's coming for you, Scott. He's coming for your throat.
I got to. He got me in the regular season, so I got to get him back. He owes me one.
Hey, anything can happen when it comes to the fantasy championship weeks. So, no, it's definitely an exciting time. Unfortunately, because of this time of year, waivers aren't so much of a thing as the fact that if you're not fighting for your way into the playoffs, you're not having to make big moves and stuff like that, and more than likely, if you're in the playoffs, if you're in the championship, you really don't need a lot. You may want to pick up somebody here or there. So waivers for the at this point are kind of like null and void for the last few weeks of the season. It just doesn't make a lot of sense, but understand that you could be interested in picking somebody up, especially with all the injuries that we've been experiencing over the last couple of weeks, or several weeks, not couple. So with that being said, Dale has a nice list of injuries that have occurred over the last few days. And if he'll be so kind to share with us said injuries, maybe as we go, we can give you a name of the next man up. And that might be a potential pickup for waiver wire. So, Dale, take it away, sir.
Yes, sir. With pleasure. All right. Starting off at the top, it's a big hit to a lot of people, not me in particular, but a lot of people that are in playoffs, especially ones that are in semifinals now. David Montgomery is out for the rest of the season with an MCL.
Yep.
So not only is that going to hurt the Lions, in actual real life football, but fantasy that hurts a lot, especially if you're kind of short on running back and Montgomery's your main RB1 and you're kind of relying on some lesser talented RBs behind him. That's definitely going to hurt. Obviously, if you have Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, if you're one of the managers that did that, you're fine. You don't have too much to worry about because Gibbs is going to get a ton of work now that he's out. So, for those people, you're fine. But
the thing is, a lot of people, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs were a 1-2 punch. They kind of had their own ups and downs, and the other one picked up where the other left off kind of weeks. So this is kind of going to cast a spotlight on Gibbs now, making him more of a Kenneth Walker kind of play, right? Where whoever steps up in place as the second back or the change of pace back, which right now it looks to be Craig Reynolds. You may want to pick him up if you need depth at running back and you're suffering some injuries other than Montgomery. But Gibbs is going to just see a bigger workload, and he'll still get the points that he's been getting, but just multiply it by about 3. So, which
is what we want, as Gibbs managers, which I have him in, I think, 3 leagues.
Yeah.
So, I don't wish injury on anybody, and that sucks because Montgomery was having a great year. But for those that have Gibbs on your team, consider yourself lucky because he is going to get a ton more work now that Montgomery's out. So you shouldn't have to worry about points when it comes to your RB1 there. Next up, Patrick Mahomes, week to week with a high ankle sprain.
All right, I know you just said that we don't wish injury on anyone. That's still true. We don't. But I'm not gonna pretend that I'm not just like a little more cheery because the whiny baby, has a boo-boo. But you're not gonna see a lot. Okay, so if you have Patrick Mahomes, you may want to have a backup just in case if they're downplaying this. I'm not saying run out and get Carson Wentz, but it might not be a bad idea in case this is more serious than what they're talking about. But other than that, just be wary if you are starting Mahomes in the championship games, especially if there's still a questionable tag next to his name throughout the week. Could be maintenance, obviously, but it's just something to keep an eye on.
No, for sure. Wentz would be only a very, very bottom of the barrel pickup if you absolutely need him.
It would be a deep stash because they are a contender. Be the quarterback that's leading that team, right? So if Mahomes did miss any kind of time, even if it seemed like it makes sense to preserve him for Super Bowl playoffs, then that's a way to go. I wouldn't be mad at a Carson Wentz stash as long as you got the spot, but you better have a backup just in case because Mahomes hasn't been playing the best football this year. Their record definitely doesn't reflect his gameplay, so I would just make sure I had a backup one way or another.
Yeah, no, definitely. And unfortunately for Scotty, he does have Mahomes, but he's got Bo Nix as his backup. So he's got a solid starting quarterback as his backup. So he's he shouldn't have too much to worry about, in terms of losing out on all those points, possibly.
Well, you know how stubborn he's been with just playing Mahomes anyway. Maybe he'll do it. Maybe he'll just stick with it. Why not?
Especially if he's out. He can get by with 0 points. I mean, the man has the Avengers assembled. So
Go for it, Scott. Mahomes all the way.
yes, Mahomes. Mahomes until the breaks, and just Mahomes.
Yeah, until the Kelsey falls off.
Yeah, definitely. So next injury tonight, Sincere McCormick with an ankle injury. I'm not sure if it's a high ankle sprain or what the details are, but since he's out, look for Amir Abdullah to get a boatload of work. He got a ton of work tonight, especially in the receiving game. So keep an eye out for him if he's available in your leagues, which he should be, unless it's a deep league and you have him stashed. Definitely look out for Abdullah.
Well, don't forget, Alexander Madison is back healthy, although his points don't suggest the same. But that's what I would look at. If maybe nobody's paying attention to him, somebody dropped him, might not be a bad idea to just take a flyer on him if you have a bench spot. But I think their last 2 games are Jacksonville and New Orleans, so not too bad with the first one. New Orleans might be a little bit, but it's still, they're good matchups. It's one of the best running back runs to end the year, so might want to go that way. Go ahead, Dale. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Next up, we got Geno Smith with a knee injury. Last I saw, it said that news was looking good. I'm not sure if he's going to play this week. I think they're gonna take it on a day-by-day basis from what I saw, but nothing serious as of long term. Not sure. Like I said, not sure if they're going to play him this week. Sam Howell is the backup, and he did not look good at all. I would not pick him up, even if you're needy. I would find somebody else.
I would also be a little skeptical regarding any receiver on the Seahawks while Sam Howell is under center. Zach Charbonnet, good to go. Kenneth Walker, if he comes back, you can trust him as long as he's back and he's healthy. He proved that earlier this year. But JSN and DK, the initials brothers, I want to believe that they can catch anything anybody throws at them, but Sam Howell looked horrible, and I don't trust it. So hopefully, maybe with a week's worth of practice and him getting reps in with the first string, might do it, might build some chemistry, but I just don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard to trust.
Sam Howell wasn't a bad quarterback when he was playing his full starting season with the Commanders. Like, he had really big up games, but then really bad down games. So he's very up and down. The only problem is this week they're playing the Vikings, and if anybody watched the game tonight, Vikings bring a lot of pressure, and he did not look good under pressure this last week. I mean, granted, he did go against the Packers, and they've got a great, front four, front seven, including the linebackers. I mean, it's just bad to go back-to-back weeks against really tough defenses for Howell, who hasn't played all year. But yeah, I would be very skeptical playing any of the wide receivers. I really think your best bet would be JSN. I think really he's been the focal point of that passing offense. So if you have to play JSN, definitely play him. But if you've got somebody else that has been, producing for you, and you can swap him and, put somebody in your flex, and you can avoid, the Sam Howell situation, I would do that. But if you don't, play JSN, play DK, wouldn't play Lockett. Yeah, it's It's a tough situation having any of those wide receivers on your roster right now with that happening.
Yeah, definitely.
So next injury, we got Alvin Kamara with a groin injury. So nobody picked up Kendre Miller. Go ahead and pick up Kendre Miller.
Yep. But again, just another injury to add to the list of things that's wrong with Alvin Kamara, but he continues to produce. He's not obviously like blown out of the water, but he's doing better than most. So still a solid play. But yeah, Kendre Miller, that's a good pickup if you hadn't done it already.
Next up, Xavier Legette, also with a groin injury. So, I mean, he's kind of taking a backseat to Adam Thielen since Thielen has come back from his injury.
That's kind of what Thielen does. So, I mean,
yeah,
you got Thielen and Coker. Is he still injured?
Coker, no. Coker,
Yeah,
he's good to go. He surpassed 100 yards this last week.
All right. Well, then you got a couple options there, especially with Legette out.
Keeping it going, Nick Chubb out with a foot injury. Think he's out resting. Not sure if he's going to need surgery or not. Still waiting on details. I haven't seen.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to where did the bad fantasy football hurt you? My boy, Nick Chubb, former UGA dog. I'm so sorry, bro. I'm not dropping you. You're on my roster everywhere. Forever. So, heal up, brother. We'll see you next year. Come to the Niners. Okay. So
talk about stingy. I mean, you wouldn't trade him at all during the regular season, and you're not even willing to drop him even though he's out rest of the season.
Listen, it's not going to affect me in any kind of way.
It's just hilarious.
Yeah, I have CMC and I have Nick Chubb. Both back where they started.
You're going to ride CMC until the brakes fall off?
That's it. They're both going to sit on my IR like they did at the beginning of the year.
And Nick Chubb.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jerome Ford, if you've seen people drop him over the past couple of weeks, pick him up because with Chubb out, they're going to need to do something with the run game, even if it's not their focal point. Is
passing their focal point because they can't pass the ball either unless it's to the other team.
No, it's just just back and then you just hope somebody catches it. It's fine.
Yeah. That's Jameis Winston's go-to is just there's somebody down there, either on my team or their team. Somebody's going to catch it.
Yeah, it's fine. All right.
Speaking of quarterbacks, Justin Herbert, ankle injury.
Come on. Justin Herbert. Let's see. Earlier this year, his hand was messed up, non-throwing hand, right? He was dealing with that injury. That was this year, right?
I believe that was.
Yeah. He also dealt with that last year, but, anyway. So now he's dealing with an ankle. Who's their backup in LA?
Should be Easton Stick.
All right, cool. So Bryce Young might be available. I'm not sure.
If Bryce Young is available and you're in a pinch, fuck it. Just pick him up.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? But Herbert's been playing through injuries, so I don't expect him to miss this next game.
Yeah, especially he's not the most mobile quarterback. So
no, and it's a division game against the Broncos, and I think it's a win or miss the playoffs type game because they're both in the hunt for a wild card right now, and a loss right now at the end of the season, especially in division, can kick you out with just a few games left. So there's no way Herbert misses, but if for some reason it's bad and he does miss, yeah, you're gonna have to look for somebody, or hopefully you have somebody on your bench. I can't stress enough having 2 quarterbacks on your roster. I said it in the beginning of the season, and I'm saying it now because you're in the playoffs possibly with Herbert, who may miss a game, or going back to Mahomes, he is going to miss a few games. If you don't have that second quarterback, you are struggling to go find somebody worthwhile to play and help keep you in the playoffs and keep you going towards that championship. So please keep 2 quarterbacks on your roster. I know in 1 quarterback leagues, a lot of people don't think it's worth it, but for reasons like this, it is.
All right. Well, that's where I jump in and say, nah, forget that. 1 quarterback is all you need. You need those positional players filling up your bench. So I say, you pick your guy, and then later on, maybe you pick another guy just to have on there. I think, honestly, when you're drafting, if there's a better player to have on your bench than a second quarterback, even if it's just to try him out, the upside might be there, way there. As long as you're not in a super crazy deep league, like a 14 team or a 16 team. Do they do 16 teams?
Yes.
Oh, that'd be crazy. But, I mean, there are quarterbacks left. So I'm just saying, yeah, it'd be nice to have two on your bench or 2 on your roster. Not always necessary, but also I'm the guy that's talking to you guys, and I'm not in my playoffs anywhere. So maybe listen to Dale.
Yeah. See, what helped me this last week is I have Jared Goff as my starter, and CJ Stroud is my backup. So in case anything happens to Goff, for whatever reason during practice or whatever, I have CJ Stroud, who I can go back and just put him in my starting spot, and I'm completely fine. And I have 2 quarterbacks in every league. And obviously our Superflex league, you have to have more than 2 quarterbacks. It's just how you play that one. But in all of our other 1 quarterback leagues, I always have a backup. And I try to get a reliable backup just because of reasons like this. Even if you don't use them outside of filling in for your QB1's bye week, I keep them on my roster just in case injuries happen. And I play the waiver wire for my other positional players just because QB is really the most important piece on your team. And to have a reliable backup, that's just how I play. And it's got me in, like I said, 4 out of 5 semifinals. So I must be doing something right.
Yep. Well, hats off to you. All right. Are we done with injuries? Or are there more?
No, there are more. We already talked on, you brought up Ken Walker dealing with a calf injury still.
Yep.
Still not sure if he's going to play this next week. So keep an eye on that. If you got Charbonnet, you are sitting pretty. Next up, Jalen Waddle, knee injury. What I saw is he escaped a major knee injury. So that's good news. Bad news is if it was that close to being a major knee injury, not sure if he's going to play this week.
Yeah, even if you have him, maybe just sit him out, even if he does enter the weekend with a healthy designation, just to see what he does. I would add stock into Jonnu Smith and, of course, Tyreek Hill. But the backfield is going to see a bump in production, too, because of, 1 receiver down. They'll put a body out there, but it's not going to be a reliable one. Unless
what do you mean? Odell Beckham.
He's not with them anymore.
What? Where'd he go?
Huh? They mutually agreed to his release.
When? I missed it.
Over the weekend.
What the fuck?
Yep. Yeah, he's gone.
Well, he's going back.
Yep. No, he's not. He's done. Bye-bye. So, all right, next. Sorry, I'm going to hurry along because we're going to spend 2 hours on injuries.
Yeah, sorry. All right, let me just
so just list it.
I only got 3 more. Zach Ertz with a concussion, David Njoku with a hamstring, Quentin Johnson with a ankle injury. So mind the waiver wire, check your bench, and good luck to you out there.
Yep. All right. Will Dissly also. He will be out rest of the season. So Smart. His name is Smart. Might not be a smart move, but he put up good numbers. He was worth 10 points in full PPR this last week. So you may want to pick up the tight end for the Chargers. Something Smart. I don't know his first name. Sorry. Is it Colby Smart? That sounds right, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
But
Smart.
Anyway, it's Smart. All right. Piggybacking off of injuries, we're going to go to a little bit of news. How about those 49ers losing in a big old fashion to the Rams in a close game? And I'm going to say this the right way. Devondre Campbell.
Yeah. There we go.
You guys have no idea. We've been practicing this all day. Well, I have. So, because I couldn't remember it. His first name, Devondre. So, anyway, decides he's not going to play when he's needed Thursday night and just walks off the field, goes to the locker room. Well, the Niners answer right back, and they don't release him like one would hope if he's going to go to a team and contribute to their postseason success. The 49ers have suspended him for 4 games, which takes him through the season. He's done. He cannot play anymore this year. He will lose money because he's a selfish prick. And, yeah, so a lot of people disappointed on that team with that guy, a lot of fans. And, that was literally our last leg of hope for having any kind of postseason run. And, we didn't get it against the Rams. So, other than that.
Yeah, fuck that guy. And I hope he never plays another down of football in his life. And I would highly doubt anybody picks him up next year. Because
I was going to say, nobody wants that.
No, you can't have somebody that's not willing to play for your teammates for whatever reason. And I mean, it's inexcusable what he did. So I hope he enjoys hopefully not having a career going forward, because he should be shunned from the NFL.
I hope he has fun being assistant manager to Walmart in his hometown. Fuck that guy. So, all right. Anything else going on around the league? A lot of controversy between Dan Campbell deciding on the onside kick in that game. I didn't see it until after the game, and then it's been a controversy. It hasn't been a controversy. Maybe that was the right move. It's just one of those things. He trusts his team to get the ball back. But that was a hell of a game. Bills and Lions. I saw about 5 minutes of it because I was at work, and Buddy had it on his computer. So when I got back to my desk, I saw it for a few minutes before I had to get back up and get going. So,
that was an amazing game. Probably could be right up there with game of the year, for sure. So
does
the only reason I won my matchup was because Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Throw in a little bit of Josh Jacobs, but Goff with 5 touchdowns, Amon-Ra with 14 for 193 and a touchdown.
You say Josh Jacobs?
Josh Jacobs, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you do have him.
I do have Josh Jacobs, yes. So sprinkling a little bit of him on the back end there, but thank you to my stack of Goff and Amon-Ra. Saved me, put me over the edge, and like I said, hell of a game. And that MVP race that we've talked about the last week.
You stole my segue.
Sorry. I did not know you had a segue. I had to jump into it because
the Bills-Lions game.
I thought. Sorry. You take it.
Nope. Thunder's gone, man.
I'm going to give it to you. I'm handing it over to you.
You ruined it.
Rewind. Take it back. and sprinkle in a little bit of Josh Jacobs. And thank you for Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Hell of a game.
Hey, Scott. Dale's a dick. All right. Yes. So with this game in the books, Josh, see, you ruined it, man. You messed me up bad. So Josh Allen, I think this even more so solidifies his case to be the MVP this year. Again, it's nothing wrongdoing of Lamar Jackson. He played a stellar game himself. And that game was nothing but that was a glorified passing awesomeness of a game. Derrick Henry was not very involved in that game, but Lamar Jackson's still doing all the right things. It's just Josh Allen is doing all the right Josh Allen things. Dude's incredible. I don't see how he doesn't get it at this point.
Josh Allen has to be the favorite for MVP, even if it's just by a slim margin, because Lamar does have, I mean, to some people, because Lamar still has the yards. He has, more touchdowns. I think possibly a better completion percentage. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But I know Lamar's leading in a few stats over Josh Allen. But what Josh Allen is doing, he's doing with what was essentially a light rebuild year. He lost Stephon Diggs. He lost Gabe Davis. Dawson Knox wasn't there in the beginning of the year. Dalton Kincaid he's decent, but he's not, I wouldn't even say he's a top 15 tight end on most weeks. So you've got Josh Allen doing this with really a bunch of scrubs and putting up the numbers he is. Compared to Lamar Jackson, you've got Zay Flowers. You've got one of the best running backs in the league with Derrick Henry. You got Mark Andrews finally, coming out of his slump and doing what Mark Andrews does. And you still got Rashad Bateman. He's got certified weapons on his end. Now, I didn't mention James Cook for the Bills because, James Cook is just doing James Cook things. He's incredible. And he's having the best year of his career. So that's really the only weapon that we knew Josh Allen had coming into the season. They added Amari Cooper, and he had a decent last game. Not this one, game before.
0 points this game for Amari Cooper.
Yes, 0 points this game for Cooper. Bad game. So I can't even really include Amari Cooper into Josh Allen's, why he's playing the way he is. He's had one good game, really. So the fact that he's doing it with lesser talent, and he beat the undefeated Chiefs. He just went and beat the Detroit Lions in their home stadium, and he's playing flawless football. You can't help but give him the award, really.
Hats off to him. All right. Well, shaking that one off. On to the next. I already told you earlier, but Dale, where did the bad fantasy football hurt you this week?
Cooper Kupp.
Understandable. That's just an easy, straightforward one. No need to say more. On to the next segment.
Next.
I don't mean to be rushing it along, but I'm tired. You got a starter sit this week?
I do have a starter sit.
Oh man, here we go.
So my starter sit is going to be Jahmyr Gibbs or Josh Jacobs.
So Gibbs is playing the Bears, and Jacobs is going against the Saints. Honestly, I think I like Josh Jacobs. I know that Jahmyr is going to get a ton more work now because of Montgomery going down. but Goff has so many targets to throw to, right? And Jordan Love does too, but he hasn't been consistent, or his receivers haven't been consistent. Josh Jacobs is just a machine. And like, hats off to both of them. Incredible running backs, both of them. Packers are going to play at home, and the Lions have to travel to Chicago. So I just think that maybe even gives a little bit more of an edge. So I'm going to go Jacobs.
I'm also picking Jacobs. He's playing at home, and he's used to being the workhorse in that offense. Jahmyr Gibbs is now going to have to pick up the slack that Montgomery is leaving behind. So he's going to get more work. So, is he going to be able to carry that workload if they ask him to, touch the ball 20 plus times, in a game to try and, make up that difference of losing Montgomery? I don't know, but Josh Jacobs is used to that. That's what they do. And like you said, they're playing at home, and depending on what the weather is, if it's a snow game or not, during those games, they usually run the ball more. So, and the Saints play in a dome. You get teams that are used to playing in a dome or in a more warmer climate, like the Niners when we went to play the Packers, was bad. Or, when we went to play the Bills.
I was going to say the Bills was just horrendous.
Yeah. So, you got the Saints team that's used to a dome, not used to the weather like that. That's Packers home court. So if it's a weather inclement type game, Josh Jacobs should have a big game because they usually don't rely on the passing game in those types of situations. So I'm going Josh Jacobs.
All right. Consensus is in. Josh Jacobs. All right. I have a starter set. I legit have one. It's not even like I'm scrambling to figure it out right now. Like, got one. All right. It is not the same game. I'm impressing myself right now because not only did I not just come up with it, and it's not the same game. Like, this is a legit one. Bo Nix against the Chargers or Jaden Daniels against the Eagles. Both are divisional games, and both are it's worth a fight for something. So
yeah, I'm going Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Only reason I'm going Bo Nix is because that Philly secondary is dangerous. And I love Jaden Daniels, don't get me wrong, but that's a tough matchup. I mean, their rookie DBs are playing phenomenal. Cooper DeJean and I always forget the other gentleman's name that plays in the Philly secondary. He's having a hell of a rookie season. Hardly giving up any yardage to top receivers through the season so far, and I don't even believe he's given up a touchdown. I'll have to look up his name, but just based off of secondary play, I'm going to go Bo Nix. I know he had a few interceptions last game, but he's still playing great football. That defense over there is phenomenal, so they'll be able to get him out there more, I believe. Plus, you've got Herbert dealing with his ankle injury. Keep an eye on that. But if the defense gives the Chargers trouble and keeps that offense out there on the field, Bo Nix could have a big day.
I'm not mad at that. Are you talking about Quinyon Mitchell?
Yes, sir. Quinyon
Mitchell. Okay. So now, mind you, Bo Nix will be playing in LA. Jaden Daniels will be playing at home. Now, the Chargers' front is pretty dangerous. So I'm not discrediting anything you said. I'm just little holes here or there or whatnot. I think you might be right on Bo Nix, but I think, being me, the gambling type, and not afraid to lose, which I do. I'm going to go Jaden Daniels on this one. He's been consistent, and yes, I get it. The Eagles secondary, it's tough, but there have been games this season where they just haven't shown up, and it hasn't been this big brick wall that we've expected it to be. And I think Jaden Daniels really wants to get a win in that division, and if just really like show out. It's at home too, and I just think that's going to give them that little bit of boost. They may not win the game, but I think you're going to see him taking shots down the field to Scary Terry and getting some stuff going on. Now that I think of it, though, with Zach Ertz out, Bill Sinnott has a chance to step up. He's still playing, right? He hasn't been fantasy relevant, but
no.
That could be a big pickup if you're a Njoku owner or Disley owner. Take a stab at, but yeah, I like your pick with Bo Nix, but I think I'm just going to play devil's advocate and go Jaden Daniels on this one.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. Funny enough, I have both of them on the same team, I believe, in our sleeper league that I just made the semifinals in that one.
Oh, that's not fair at all.
Yeah, so I believe I have Jaden as my starter, and I have Bo Nix on my bench. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Good.
I did speak highly of Jaden Daniels in the beginning of the season when we started the podcast, and I also was the one that threw out Bo Nix. So sticking to my guns, it's got me here. It's got me here so far. So not much to complain about.
So are you going to go and switch Bo Nix for Jaden Daniels, or Jaden Daniels for Bo Nix, or are you going to leave Jaden in?
No, I think I'm going to do the switch. I mean, Bo Nix is projected for a little bit less, but it's just a matchup.
Yeah. I really hope that you're right.
I do too. I mean, I got to win. So
no, I hear you. I'm just letting you know that I may say something. I'll read the room, and I'll say something if I need to. That's it.
You're terrible at reading rooms.
I hate reading.
We know this.
Picture books, please. Thank you. All right. Well, Dale, before we get out of here, game of the week. Who are the Bills playing?
Patriots, not the game of the week.
That's not going to be a game of the week.
So, yes, actually confirming, I do have Jaden Daniels as my starting QB, and I have Bo Nix, and for some reason, I still have Sam Darnold. So I've got 3 top quarterbacks.
What the hell?
I got a plethora to choose from.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. Literally. I know you do. I know.
All right. You have a game of the week?
I do. I actually have got 2 because I can't really decide which one I want to label as my game of the week. Let me pull it up, pull my notes again. So my first game of the week, Steelers-Ravens. Second game of the week, we just touched on Eagles-Commanders.
Okay. So which one's your game of the week, Al? You got to pick one.
Okay, fine. I will pick one. I will pick Steelers-Ravens.
Good. That works out. That works out because that works out because mine was Eagles-Commanders.
Oh, well, what would you do if I picked the Eagles-Commanders?
I would have told you go fuck yourself.
Well, I'm sure you would have. Sorry that I didn't do that. You didn't get the
no, you did both. Again, you did both. You took my thunder again. Jesus. Scott, come back.
That's what you get from missing last week.
Scott, come back. Come back. I'm sorry, I missed last week. What did that do? Like, you just steal my thunder? That's what it.
That's what happens.
That's price?
That's exactly what happens. Yes.
Okay. All right. Next week on the show, Dale's going to host.
Hey, I'll host it. I don't care.
And I'm going to steal his thunder every chance I
get. All good with me. No, you won't, sir.
Yeah. Oh, look, Dale's doing a segue.
Hey,
Let me jump in there and say something.
You know why you're not going to steal my thunder? Because I'll still be in the playoffs.
So those of you probably wondering why there's a bunch of dead air right now, it's your connection's fine. The recording is fine. Our podcast is just done. That's all. It's over. It's over for this week. We appreciate you all listening. I look forward to talking to Scott next week. It'll be nice to talk to Scott. So, yeah.
Don't worry,
Other than
buddy.
that-
I'll still be here. I'll still be here.
You guys hear anything? Hear something? I didn't. So, yeah. Cool. So my game of the week is Eagles at Commanders. I think it'll be a great game. Looking forward to that. I will try to watch as much of it as I can, if I can. I don't even know what day it's on at this point. I just see red at the moment. So it's just,
It's
football.
On a Sunday. It's on
Good
a Sunday
football.
at 10
All
a.m.
that fun stuff. I think somebody said earlier before they hopped off that they had the Steelers-Ravens game. That should be a good one too.
You can't keep this going any longer.
Anyway, we appreciate you all listening. Dale, you're an asshole. All right.
I know, but you love me, so got to keep me around. Plus, my initial is in the podcast, so
That's all right. You know what? I have a solution for that. Dog. John Scott and Dog. Fantasy football. No?
I don't know how much insight he's going to give you. He's
Well,
knocked
right
the
now,
fuck out.
it's going to be better than yours.
I don't think so.
Talking all that shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the playoffs, I get to talk shit. Do I not?
Oh, yeah, you do.
I know. So I'm
You do.
taking
I think
advantage
it's
of
the
it.
same rule as fighting, though. Like no below the belt shots.
Oh, was that below
Yeah.
the belt?
Oh, was it?
Oh, I thought it was just a clean KO.
Oh. Oh.
All
All right. Got anything else before we wrap this up?
No, I just want to thank everybody for listening all throughout the season.
No, he doesn't.
Um,
He doesn't care about any of you. He doesn't care about me.
I do.
He's just like,
I care about-
if you
I
were
care
trying to
about
say
all of you.
something, if you were trying to talk to your grandmother or somebody like taking your order at a restaurant, like he would jump in and he would just take over. The man has no manners whatsoever. I mean, you've all seen it here. He doesn't
Little does-
appreciate
little
anything
does
else
e-
other than his
Little does
3-star
everybody know here.
quarterbacks on his sleeper league. That's what he cares about.
Little does everybody know here that I was the best man at this man's wedding. So he can never take that back.
Well, little does he know that the best man at my wedding was me.
Well, obviously you were the groom. So
All right, we done doing this?
no, I just want to, like I said, I just want to thank everybody for listening throughout the season. Hopefully our, takes and insight have helped you. Like we say every week, please like, comment, subscribe, share. We want to grow the channel. It's coming towards the fantasy football season. We still want to figure out how to give you guys content even after the season is over. So the only way we can do that is with you guys being involved, with your likes, comments, subscribes, and shares, with everybody that that's a football fan or, wants to get into fantasy football next year. If we've helped you at all, please, spread the word. We're just here to give you our insights, give you our opinions, and have fun along the way. And, obviously talk shit. I'm the biggest shit talker out of the three of us. So obviously, sorry, John, but that's just who I am. I love you, buddy. And there's always next year. So I've missed the playoffs the last few years in our big league. So for me getting into it, especially pulling off an upset in the quarters, big deal for me. I'm just happy to be where I am, but I got to talk some shit along the way. It's been too long.
No, and I got to give you a hard time back. So it's just a lot of ribbon and stuff like that, everyone. But if you want to apply, we might have an open spot. It's
Your name has to start.
You have to start with a D. Yeah, we got to kind of like keep that. I also know that this time of year, football fatigue kind of sets in, especially for people that aren't in the playoffs. So I know I've been experiencing it lately. It's been hard to kind of like hang in there and hold on, and holidays too. Holidays, you want to spend time with your family, loved ones. You have plans. You want to do things. It happens. So football fatigue is a thing. So if you feel like you're just kind of like worn out on it, it's okay to take a break. Come back and listen to us when you want to, and still share the channel. Other than that, if you guys have any ideas for when the season does end that you'd like to hear us talk about, or anything that we're missing, or we talk too much about, or something like that, like give your input. Like, I mean, we'll still be the judge and jury as far as how we decide to go in a direction or not, but your insight is definitely valued. We just want to always, like we say, build the channel, make it better, grow. So, but with that in mind, I think that's pretty much it. Scott, hopefully we'll have him back on the show next week, and we'll get this thing back to a three-headed monster. So, you got anything else, bud?
No, definitely. Just, everything you said, spot on. We do want to keep giving you guys content, and, even after the fantasy football season's over, we'll still comment about, playoffs and, Super Bowl, coming up, all that stuff. We still want to talk football, regardless if, fantasy season is over or not. Off season, we'll probably work some stuff out on our end. I'm big into college football and off-season draft process, all that stuff. So I love, talking college players. Maybe that's something that, you guys would like to hear about, something we can talk a bit about, going forward after all the season's done. But yeah, it's something, if you guys want to hear it, let us know. If you, like John said, if you want to hear something else, let us know. We're here for you. We're here to give you content and entertainment. So, that's what we want to do. And we can't do it with.
No, you started breaking up, bud. So
where'd you lose me?
Oh, just 5 seconds ago. It was all choppy.
I just said we're doing without your guys' insight and opinions.
There you go. Speaking of college and the draft process, we are going to be very involved in the NFL draft. In fact, hopefully we'll get some watch parties going on, or a watch party going on for night one. Maybe 2 and 3, we'll see. But night one is really the big one. Don't expect everybody to just want to tune in and recap all of day 2, all of day 3. But it might not be a bad idea if by then, too, we can figure out the live streaming thing with multiple screens to go ahead and get that going for you guys on just doing a live stream during the draft and kind of doing a breakdown of our own with picks and stuff like that. So, but more to come. The holiday Christmas is fast approaching, and everybody's in their fantasy playoffs, and Dale is frozen on the screen. Oh no. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and just finish this up. Appreciate everybody for listening. We will see you next week. Oh, there he is. And we will see everyone next week, along with Scott. And good luck this week. I've said the word week too many times now. I'm done. Good night. Everyone take care.
All right, everybody. Have a good night. We'll see you guys next week. Good luck in the playoffs.
Yes, good luck, Dale, in the playoffs.
I meant everybody else, jackass, but thank you.
Oh, yeah. All right. Now, everyone, good luck. Take care.